Yo, what's up, guys? Joker here going over the 3.20 Balance Manifesto covering curses, the last Balance Manifesto we're going to get up until the reveal of like the Forbidden Sanctum and everything right here on the first in a couple of days. So I figured I'd go ahead and I just TLDR speed run this, right? Kind of like I've done with the others. So let's jump right into it before I give my thoughts on it. TLDR, hidden monster penalties against curses have been removed, which is good. Hexes are now stronger against unique mobs, at least twice as strong against pinnacle bosses, which is good, but are weaker against regular mobs. That doesn't matter because you're already one hitting those. The Doom mechanic has been removed. I don't care. I don't think a lot of people care about that. Some people did, but I mean, majority of people I know didn't even interact with it. Occultist Ascendancy had some moves, and that's kind of what it says right here, is that because they buffed curses, they had to move around some things on Aki to make sure that Aki's just not extremely broken, right? So it seems like it's still going to be really good with curses and really strong, but I mean, they just had to balance it and make some tweaks, which I'm okay with. Once again, we'll have to see like what exactly happened, but all in all, from what it says in this manifesto, there's nothing that's like, oh my God, Aki's dead. And Feeble and Temp Chains have been buffed, which is really good because now there are probably going to be two really viable defensive auras that you can throw in and get massive buffs, right? This is going to lower the boss's damage by a lot, and this is going to slow them by a lot. To aid in the changes, some less accessible sources of curse effect have been removed. So this is what people are thinking is pretty much killing curse bots, right? Curse bots are probably, I don't want to say they're probably dead just because of how high they're buffing it. We just need to see how low they're nerfing it for like the automatic curses, right? So this is still kind of, in my opinion, up for debate if Curse Bot is like effectively dead, and in party play you want to bring something else instead of a Curse Bot, just because Curse Bots were really already super OP. It was probably the thing in group play that was impacting stuff the most, just because curses are really already so strong. So hex gems have been rebalanced with the goal of ensuring self cast remains relevant compared to automatic curse application. The way this reads, it makes it feel like flammability and everything like that is going to have a modifier on it that is essentially you get additional benefits for manually casting it. And you know what? In my opinion, that's okay. They're giving you a buff if you choose to manually cast it, and it is a little bit of a nerf if you choose to auto cast it, right? But honestly, the way it reads, it just sounds mainly like you're going to get a better benefit for just having an extra button compared to having it automated. With a bunch of hex related unique items and reworked unique items that previously interacted with Doom, I want to see these because the unique that they released right now, and it shows right here, added some powerful new uniques. This ring that they show is ridiculous. Let's go over to that. Okay, so this is the ring, right? This is one of the new uniques. Anathema. Your curse limit is equal to your maximum power charges. So at the bare minimum, if you just put this ring on and you don't have any specialization into curse limit, your curse limit goes from 1 to 3. And why I think, and I'm probably why everyone thinks this is so good, is at the bare minimum, you can put temp chains, enfeeble, and your damage curse in there. So like flammability, LE weakness, right? And you can put it on something like Arcanist brand or put it in Asenath chant. I believe both of those, since they cast the spell, they're not going to be hitting the same downside of things like Hex Touch and Blasphemy. I believe like Asenath chant and Arcanist brand is going to be something that is really, really strong. You just throw 3 curses in it, you throw on this ring, and you got a 2 to 3 defensive layers as well as a damage curse that you can throw in there. And that's just at the bare minimum of 3 power charges, right? So in case you don't know, Asenath chant, trigger a socketed spell when you attack with a bow. I used this on a Burning Arrow character that I was using as an elementalist, or I was an Aki, I don't remember. And in it, I had Ellie weakness and flammability and flame wall. And it shredded bosses. It was, oh my god! But it was back when Burning Arrow was like amazing. And then Arcanist Brand, the same thing. It's going to go ahead and regularly trigger these spells. So once again, I think it's because of the wording, once again, trigger, that it's going to manually count as not automated. So it's going to get the full benefit of these curses. So this just, in my opinion, seems incredibly strong. All right. And really, the only other notable thing that I care about is, well, there's one more thing after this, but cluster jewels, right? The clusters that used to just give you like flat effect for curse effect, it's now going to go ahead and change it. And it's now going to be like the flammability effect now allows it to apply onto hex proof enemies. So pretty much mini Aki, right? And then it also causes it to deal the damage faster. So curse clusters are going to be worth picking up because now with the massive buff, you're going to want to probably have at least one curse cluster in your tree just because it's going to be such a huge damage multiplier depending on how these read. I mean, how this flammability one reads, it's already a huge improvement, right? You get it, use it on hexproof and do the damage faster, which you want to do with ignites. So honestly, really, really good. Pick up curse clusters because you may be able to sell them for a lot of currency, even if you don't use them. And then this is the last thing that I was mentioning. I'm just not going to speak on to this very much because I don't have very much experience with it and it may be changed a lot. But Bane, right? The first thing that came to mind when I saw some of these changes and that new ring is, oh my God, Bane's going to be cracked. But I'm really waiting for like Subtractum to put out a video and be like, hey, my Bane League starter is going to be absolutely nutty if this ring is super common, just because you have the modifier, whereas like the more damage per curse applied, right? So I feel like Bane, debating on how rare this new ring is, or even mid or end game, Bane might have gotten an insanely OP jump start, right? So like I said, I'm still waiting for like a Subtractum video to go over because he's the Bane guy, right? You probably know that Subtractum's the Bane guy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go over the release of Forbidden Sanctum once we get it here in a couple of days. Give like a TLDR, start giving my prospects of like what I'm gonna do this league because I'm actually 320. It looks like it's set up to be one of the best leagues we've had in a while, as long as they nail these numbers and the league is fun. This has potential for me to be my favorite league of all time with some of these changes, and I really, really hope they don't fuck it up. Especially coming off like back to back and leagues over the last 6 9 months. Hopefully this one really knocks it out of the park. Everything that they've released is a win in my opinion, so let's keep it up, let's keep that hype up. Hopefully GGG doesn't decide to, bend us over with the actual like release Forbidden Sanctum or like the league mechanic, because that is one thing. It is an expansion as well. So it's going to have the Forbidden Sanctum, which I believe is the expansion, and then we're going to have a league mechanic as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those are. But yeah, give me your opinions. How do you feel about these changes? Do you think they're good? Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay up to date. Follow me. I'm going to be pumping out a lot of content with this league because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of fun with this league. At least I hope. If not, I am still going to try to go really hard. I'm going to put up some later videos going over like concepts of like what you guys want to see. Like, do you want me to rush this Forbidden Sanctum boss? Do you want me to map? Do you want me to test all these things for you? That way it's an easier way, but not getting into that. Don't want to drag this video out. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave suggestions down below. Stay up to date. And until next time, take care.